a health coach, and I'm going to tell you something that sounds completely backwards. Stop trying to be healthy. I don't mean stop caring about yourself. I don't mean stop exercising or stop eating well. I mean, stop making being healthy this thing you're constantly trying to achieve. Because I think for a lot of people, the harder they try to be healthy, the more exhausting health becomes. You're starting over every Monday. You're trying to eat perfectly. You're forcing yourself to exercise when you hate the workout you're doing. You're weighing yourself constantly. You're waiting to feel motivated. And then the second you don't do it perfectly, you feel like you failed. I realized that the healthiest I've ever been is also the least obsessed I've ever been with trying to be healthy. And I want to explain what I mean by that. Number one, I stopped starting over. I used to think about health in these little blocks of time. Monday is a fresh start. The beginning of the month is another fresh start. After vacation, I'll get back on track. After the holidays, I'll be good again. And I think a lot of us do this without even realizing it. You eat differently than you planned just one night, and suddenly you're saying, well, I already messed up today. You miss your workout and you think, I'll start again tomorrow. But why are we always starting over? You didn't erase every healthy thing you've ever done because you ate dessert once. You didn't lose your fitness because you took 3 days off. You don't need a clean slate every time life happens. I think one of the biggest changes for me has been realizing that there is no on track, off track. There's just my life. And some days I move more, other days I move less, and I'm a couch potato. Sometimes I eat really nutrient dense meals. Sometimes I want something purely because I enjoy it. None of that requires me to start over. And once you stop constantly restarting, health becomes so much less dramatic. I promise. Number two, I stopped relying on motivation. I actually made another video about this, and I think it's such a big misconception. We think healthy people are just more motivated. They wake up motivated to work out, they're motivated to meal prep, they're motivated to go to bed early, they're motivated to make all the right choices. But motivation comes and goes, just like our feelings, right? It's another type of feeling. And I teach fitness classes, and I'm not even motivated to exercise every day. There are days I would absolutely just want to sit on the couch with my cat on my lap. The difference is that movement has just become a part of my life. And I've also found forms of movement that I genuinely like bar, which is what I teach and my movement of choice, my exercise of choice. And that matters because if your entire health routine depends on you waking up inspired every day, eventually the routine is going to fall apart. And I think we put so much pressure on ourselves to feel motivated when we really need habits that are realistic enough to do when we're not motivated. And that's a huge difference. Number three, I stopped making exercise about changing my body. This has been probably one of the biggest things that has changed my relationship with health more than anything else. For a long time, exercise was connected to what my body looked like: burning calories, losing weight, getting smaller, trying to change something about my physical appearance. And now movement means something completely different to me. I want to feel strong. I want to feel energized. I want to protect my mobility as I get older. I want my body to be able to do everyday things that sometimes we take for granted. And I also generally enjoy the way certain types of movement makes me feel, like going on a walk. That doesn't mean appearance can never matter to me. We're human. Obviously, I want to look a certain way, but when changing your body is the only reason you exercise, exercise starts to feel like a punishment. And punishment is really hard to sustain. When I started thinking, what kind of movement actually makes me feel good instead of what workout is going to give me the fastest results, everything changed. I stopped obsessing over the scale. I made a short recently where I talked about how sometimes I genuinely forget to weigh myself now. And that would have been very difficult for me at other points in my life. Because when you're constantly looking for evidence that what you're doing is working, the scale becomes this daily scorecard. My weight is down. I'm having a great day. My weight is up. It would ruin my entire day and mood. And I would really feel bad and punish myself. But your body weight fluctuates for so many reasons, especially when you're a woman. And more importantly, your weight is so one tiny piece of your overall health. How do you actually feel? How is your energy? Are you sleeping? Are you getting stronger? Are you managing your stress better? Are you eating in a way that makes you feel good? Are you able to enjoy your life without constantly thinking about food and exercise? Those things matter too. And I found that the more secure I've been in my habits, the less I need a number to constantly tell me whether I'm doing okay. Number five, I stopped trying to do health perfectly. This is probably the biggest point of the whole video. I don't eat perfectly. I don't exercise perfectly. My sleep isn't perfect. My routine isn't perfect. I am still healthy. I think social media has made us believe health should look like this beautifully optimized life. You wake up at 5 a.m., you drink lemon water, you journal, you meditate, you work out. I mean, it sounds like an amazing life. It really does. But is it realistic? Is it sustainable? Maybe for some people it is. I know it's not for me. You take 17 supplements, you hit 10,000 steps. You never eat processed food. Again, this all sounds perfect and amazing. But, we also have jobs, relationships, responsibilities. For some people, children, pets, social life. And this is just not realistic for most of us. And if your version of health requires perfect circumstances, it's not sustainable. Your habits have to fit your actual life, not this fantasy life, not this social media life, your real life. One where you're tired sometimes, the one where you travel, the one where work gets busy, the one where somebody invites you out to dinner, the one where you don't feel like cooking. This is the version of your life your healthy habits have to survive. So when I say stop trying to be healthy, what I really mean is stop treating health like a test you're constantly passing or failing. Stop believing you have to earn the title of a healthy person by doing everything right. Your healthiest version of you might not be the version trying the hardest. It might be the version who has finally figured out what actually works for their life. The version who moves because it just feels good, who eats nutritious food most of the time without panicking when she eats something else, who rests when she needs rest, who doesn't have to start over every Monday, who doesn't need a number on the scale to tell her whether she's on track, and whose healthy habits have become so normal that she doesn't have to think about them all day. That to me is what sustainable health actually looks like. And if being healthy feels like a full time job right now, maybe the answer isn't trying harder. Maybe it's just simplifying. If you want more realistic conversations about health habits and behavior change without this whole all or nothing mentality, subscribe to my channel, Set Sessions. That's exactly what we talk about here every week. And if you're just stuck and are feeling overwhelmed in your life right now and need a health coach or want to learn more about health coaching, feel free to visit my website, healthcoaching.com. I have more information about my coaching services in the description in this video. In the meantime, stay well and take care of yourself. Thank you for tuning in.